Good evening and welcome to the Friendly Neighborhood History Channel. A very happy Thanksgiving Eve to you all and a happy holiday season. Thanksgiving is just around tomorrow, and I am excited to present to you a historical topic, of course, of some immediate significance. This is a live stream lecture, a special live stream lecture from the Friendly Neighborhood History Channel. Present the topic of the first Thanksgiving, of course, and one of the most famous holidays States. Of course, it's this holiday that's celebrated in other two, but of course has become predominant in states and has a particular lore and story and history. Legend and myth and history tend to run together and sometimes meet and overlap, and some people remember the legend more than remember the history. So this is the Friendly Neighborhood History Channel. Normally we do these live streams every Friday and Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, with a live stream lecture on Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern, but allow me to present a very special Thanksgiving Eve live stream lecture about the history of one of America's most popular and meaningful holidays, the holiday of Thanksgiving. And hopefully you're watching this now or watching this on Thanksgiving and celebrating the holiday. I will have a video coming out about the history of Thanksgiving that corresponds with this tomorrow, so you guys can all check that out and learn the history of America's second or third most popular holiday behind Christmas and maybe even Halloween. Of course, Easter well. But yes, I will be talking about the story of Thanksgiving, and I have done this topic before, and I have taught, and it is an extremely important historical topic for me, and of course, as for many Americans. But it also has a lot about in different parts of the world, and impacts obviously the creation of the United States, and has a lot to do with the American origin story, the history of the Native Americans, the history of Native and Indigenous peoples all throughout the world. Last year I did the very same live stream lecture topic on Friday evening, on Wednesday on Thanksgiving. So I'll be doing it again today with all of you. Please like and subscribe, become a friendly neighborhood historian. It's as easy as all of that. And yes, we are live for might have some time for Q&A at the end like we normally do, but this is going to follow a similar format to my live stream lectures, which we do every Sunday at our Saturday, or every Sunday, where I discuss a particular topic, address the history surrounding it, and I'm not interacting with the chat as much, but Harry and Haranud are here. They are my longtime friendly neighborhood historians and moderators, and they will be answering any questions you might or about the content that we address here on the channel. I will be very happy to talk about that with you, and I wish you happy and wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you all have an incredible turkey day with your friends and your families and all of that sort of thing wherever you are. So we've got Harsh, we've got Harry, we've got all the moderators doing their job. So yeah, please like and subscribe, becoming a friendly neighborhood historian. It's as easy as all of that. And a very special welcome to Thanksgiving holiday. And to get in the Thanksgiving holiday spirit, you have me lecture on the history of Thanksgiving, which will obviously just something go on it. And of course I have a live stream lecture from a year ago on it that you guys can watch as well. This one will be similar. I've learned more about the topic since that live stream lecture, but I'm also going to be discussing the history from a different perspective. Last year I focused mainly on the Pilgrims and their journey to America and their discovery of America, at least their settlement of America. It's not their discovery, but their settlement of America in New England and in Massachusetts, and the original Plymouth colony that was later superseded by the Massachusetts Bay Colony, by the Pilgrims who came about a decade, or the Puritans who came about a decade later, and I'll talk about all of that, of course, and give their backstory as well. But I want to focus on the background of the Pilgrims affected the Wampanoag people of an Algonquin-speaking in the area, and what their life was like before, during, and after the first Thanksgiving, and what their perspective on it might. There'll be a lot of myth breaking, there'll be a lot of historical, not revisionism, but correction. A lot of the things that people have believed for a long time about the first Thanksgiving are actually corrected and put in the spot. But let's just go with the history, and hopefully you all really enjoy, and hopefully you like and subscribe, and maybe at the end I'll have some Q&A time about history and social studies with a special emphasis on Thanksgiving, on the perspective of the natives, but I will also tell the story of the Pilgrims. So let's set the story several years before the advent of the Pilgrim settlers, the separatists who settled along Plymouth. So, for centuries, that area had been occupied by a group of people known as the Algonquin Indians. Now, the Algonquin Indians are a pretty unique group of Indians. They are Eastern Atlantic group of natives who occupy large areas within what is now New England, as well as certain areas in Canada. In fact, most Algonquins who exist today live in Canada. They will be pushed out by incursions by English settlers in later in the 17th century, long after the Pilgrims come and long after the first Thanksgiving. Relations started off very peaceful. They did not last that way, as is the case with many, many Native American groups, and encountered starting in 1492 when Christopher Columbus sails the ocean blue and creates permanent, long-standing contact between Europe and the New World. So, what happens next? So, the Algonquin are what they are usually called, but this doesn't actually refer to the name of their tribe. Native American tribes are usually what are called nations, and you have several different tribes who work as part of a nation that share a similar area they live in, similar culture, similar beliefs and customs, similar. Some of them are more itinerant than others. Some of them settle in certain areas. Some of them have certain customs. And this is common all throughout the United States, Canada, and the rest of the Americas. The eastern parts of Canada and what is now known as England in the American. And they are called the Algonquin because that is the language they speak. Many of these native nations are known as, their name is based on the language they speak, like the Navajo in the southwestern portion of the named by the Spanish, or the Iroquois who are named by the French, New York and along the Great Lakes area, kind of the Algonquin people. The Algonquin are not one unified tribe. They are a nation of Indians known for living in wigwams and speaking the Algonquin language. Now, like many other Native American tribes, Algonquin is not a written language. However, it is practiced, spoken by hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people through the centuries who lived in this area of the world. So of course, if you have a nation of Native American of several different tribes. Let's see. Okay, I don't know why my mic's going in and out. Hear me okay?